Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another live stream. Marvelous. How we doing? 6 likes. None of them. Oh, excuse me. Oh, dear me. How is everyone? I'm not necessarily tired, but I'm not necessarily not tired, if that makes sense. I'm getting a lot of comments on that video today. People are intrigued. People like that incense Avignon. They're big fans. Oh dear. Hold on a second. I'm still trying to get the comments up. Oh, excuse me. Oh, turn the volume down, shall I? Let's have a look. What we got? Bry is here. And first. Christoph, welcome. Spaced Out says, my postman is going to hate me for how many samples I ordered from different sellers. And Christoph says, maybe he's going to love you because you're the reason he has a job. I could very much do with your postman bringing me the winning lottery numbers. Excuse me. Beg your pardon. Dear mate, this is terrible. I've yawned him 5 times already. Hello there, Michael Harness. How are you? FCM, welcome. Lovely to hear your voice again. Lovely to see your comments again. FCM says, scent of the day, jerk off Neo. Michael says, scent of the day, terracotta. Yes, tell us your scent of the day if you are in here. Hi, Rachel. FCM says, surprise, excuse me. Oh, Eugene, surprised that Eugene hates Avignon but likes Armani Bois d'Encens. Yes, I really like Bois d'Encens, but the performance is absolutely criminal. I get like an hour. It's pretty bad for a fragrance that expensive. Rachel says, I'm here for a few minutes before jumping off for a phone call, hoping to be back after. Cool. Stop yawning. Hello, Sebastian. I enjoyed your Cartier Muguet review. Was it a review or a first impression? I think it was a review. But I enjoyed it anyway. Michael Harness says, and skunk as my dog got sprayed last night. Oh, nightmare. Nightmare. Smelly skunk. P.O. Bankson says, scent of the night, Christian Dior Eau Sauvage Parfum. I was going to wear that today, but instead I wore Iris Cendra by Naomi Goodsir. Probably my favourite iris. That and Iris. Fantastic. P.O. says, oh no, sorry, I've read that. Rachel says, COVID finally caught me, so far mild and nothing too bad. Lucky. Oh, I qualify for the antiviral drugs because I am so immunosuppressed, which isn't ideal. But at least I know there's At least I know there's help there if I need it. Scent of the day, NyQuil and Pedialyte. I don't know what those things are. Feel better soon, Rachel. Yes, I hope you feel better, Rachel. Audrey Jane. Finally, you have made it to a live stream. AA says, good evening, Rich. Just saw your video about Avignon. I've been curious about that one for some time now. Need to pick that up. It is, but I was sent it very kindly by Spy and Mash. An absolute gentleman and a scholar. Not sure if he's a scholar, to be fair, but he is a gentleman. Very kind of him. He didn't have to do that. It just goes to show I was saying in that video today that it truly is a very nice community. There are nice people who are into fragrances, you know. I think we should cherish that. I think we should treasure it and try and foster that and keep it. It's probably the best thing about the community, to be honest. Scent of the day, Helacia from Le Couvent. Do you know, I saw them today. La Couvent are in my local department store, and I walk past them every time. I'll have a smell of that the next time I'm in. Everyone is hoping that Rachel feels better, as am I. Impressions, that's right, it was. I've worn it a bit already. Sebastian sprays hard. Sebastian sprays a lot. I like it. I like how he sprays on his arms as well. I've taken to that little trick. I think it's fantastic. Excuse me. It means that people, as you walk, you sort of spread the fragrance, you know? Like, stuff moves around and more people are likely to smell you. Grr, says Omar. Woof. Woof, Omar. Glad you liked it. I'm wearing Habit Rouge Extrait today. Ooh, Extrait. Outrageous. I've got my vintage eau de toilette, and I'm thinking of trying to get to know it. I need to get back in touch with Wafts from the Loft, because I said I would send them some samples, but I'm waiting on them sending me their address. Shiva Vareen, hola, bonjour, hello. Hello. Hi from Lithuania. Hello, Vetiver Freak. Yesterday I finished a bottle of Dior Eau Sauvage, scent of the day, Guerlain Vetiver. Nice. It's always nice when you finish a bottle. Omar says, hello, everybody. Good afternoon from my home office day. I hope they've left a window open for you. Hi, Christy. FCM says, my mom used the antiviral. Yes, I qualify for those antiviral drugs because what they usually do is, unless somebody gets really sick, they just let them get over it normally. But since my immune system is just like, can't be trusted, I have to have immunosuppressants, and this means I am susceptible. Feel better, Rachel. Wow, live stream. Ram is here. Welcome, Ram. Ram's just done a video on an unheard of indie house, I think they are, called Aton. Save us, Obi Duck Kenobi. You're our only hope. From what? Boredom. I will save you from boredom. I'll attempt to save you from boredom. Now, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Roxbury. It's an outrageous name. Roxbury sounds like a little English village. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if that was a Roger. Shiva Vareen says, scent of the day is Crime and Punishment. Ensar U Decant. Outrageous. I tried to listen to the Crime and Punishment audio book, and it's just so big. It's not just a daunting read, it's a daunting listen. Do you know what I mean? It's, wow. Oh, goodness, Rachel, says Audrey Jane. Not sure about that. Hi, Ramsey and Bib. Fosco says, scent of the day, Pascal Morabito or black? I've heard of Pascal Morabito, but I haven't smelled any of the fragrances yet. Omar says, scent of the day, Chanel number 18. I'm loving this line. Can become my favorite, except for the fake 1957 I got from eBay. Oh dear. I'm not surprised you don't love that one, especially if it's not real. Sebastian says, totally. If you move your arms at all, you're diffusing beauty. Yes, exactly. It's a fantastic idea. I'm all about diffusing beauty. FCM says, I'm need to sell my NSAR Crime and Punishment. I'm sure someone will pick it up. Audrey says, Omar, can you not contact eBay about this counterfeit? Ramsey says, I have a decant of Rabbit Rouge extract. We'll talk about it soon. Happy days. I should send you some of the extra. That would be very kind. It's my favourite of all the Habit Rouges, but it's been discontinued, sadly. You're very kind. See, that's what I was talking about. The fragrance community. I would send you some stuff. Do you ever come to England? I could post it to your hotel. You know, I could try. I mean, I've got samples out in the post before. It took 2 months to get there, but they did actually get there in the end. Ramsey knows this. So I'm not against trying it again. Michael Harness says I need to sell all of my NSAR roots. Ramsey, you're in there, mate. Thank you, H2O. See, there's another nice person from the community, you see. Michael Harness sent me some of the finest socks available to humanity. Absolutely outrageous alpaca wool. Very warm. Can't wait for the cold nights. It's like stick me feet out the bottom of the bed and they won't get cold. You know? What a time to be alive. Oh, pardon me. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Bob says, wearing obsession no less. Don't let Eugene know, he'll go mad. Audrey says, I'm selling my vintage bottle of Habit Rouge. It does absolutely nothing on my skin. Yes, Audrey Jane's skin is where perfume goes to die, unfortunately. Some of the most extreme, here's hoping some of the most extremely powerful fragrances in the world just go and sit very quietly on Audrey's skin and just fade away. Omar says, yes, it just looks like I need to send it back. Rachel says, Duck, here's hoping you never need those meds, thank you. I do hope so as well. Omar, make sure you do send it back, says Audrey. And give the seller some bad feedback. Naughty selling fake dupes. We can't have people selling fake dupes. Got to sell them real dupes. AA says, Rich, what's your scent of the day? My scent of the day is Iris Sondra. Iris Sondra. Cendre. Yes. By Naomi Goodsir. Fantastic. Fabulous iris scent. It's got this kind of waxy sort of like, and I mean waxy. It's very, imagine biting wax. It's got that kind of texture about it. It's weird. You'll know what I mean when you smell it. Audrey says, my goal is to read 40 books this year. I'm on 22 so far. Maybe I should read some Crime and Punishment. Crime and Punishment would count as 5 books. If you read Crime and Punishment, right, it would count as 5 books. War and Peace as well. I think that counts maybe as more. And then you've got maybe The Idiot. You could read The Idiot. The Idiot, I think that's Dostoevsky, isn't it? The Idiot. It's a Russian author, I know that. Or if you wanted to read something a little bit more contemporary, you could read Infinite Jest by Michael Foster Wallace. Anything by Michael Foster Wallace is worth a read. Absolute genius, that fucker. Hung himself at 47. A terrible blow, that. Shiva says, I tried to read Crime and Punishment on an Afghanistan deployment. I wouldn't take my eyes off the horizon if I was there. I might have read 80 pages, and that was 78 pages too much. It's thick. It's like Ulysses is like, Ulysses is rich. You get a couple of pages a day with Ulysses. Every word is pregnant with like you've got to read it at least 5 times to get like some semblance of like the full experience, you know? Anyhow, Fosco says, best $50 you could spend, leather fougere from 1982 and amazing in current formulation. What's this, Fosco? What are you talking about, mate? Bob says, scent of the day, Les Abstrait. Nice. Eugene's fragrances are going to be arriving very soon. Very soon. That is exciting times. Anyway. Christy says, what's a good spicy peppery rose that's not too sweet? Anyone have a suggestion? Spicy peppery rose. I mean, it depends how much you want to spend. You could get that one from the one I've got, Kazemi by House of Matriarch. That's a spicy peppery thing. It's very rosy as well. It's very nice. Itch. Scent of the day, Lapidus Pour Homme. Yeah, nailed it. Good fragrance, great fragrance. Host Beef. Host Beef's got a great name. Absolutely sensational. Brings a smile to my face when I see Host Beef appear. You know? Girl on Rabbit Hooge. Yes, that's right. Girl on Rabbit Hooge. Host Beef. Ramsey says, Michael Harness, contact me. I am getting into Ensar Oud lately. Yes, that could be a very sort of, I don't want to say profitable, but like a very sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. Everyone would do well. They're the best business deals, the best deals in general, the best relationships to have where everybody does well. Sebastian says, I was there a couple of years ago in London. I'm going to Paris this November, but not 100% sure of the entire itinerary yet. Might pop into London. Aha. Nice. Paris in November, Paris during the autumn. I imagine that's quite nice. You're going to watch the leaves fall. Actually, November's a bit late to watch the leaves fall, isn't it? People are interested with FCM. FCM said something, he wants to shift. MJ says, scent of the day, Escalon Indonesi, scent of the night, Rose de Jamal. Michael says, I can send you pictures. Thanks. Audrey says, these vintages just don't want anything to do with me. Actually, this obsession is pretty hefty this evening. Obsession is a big unit. It's a very big unit. Bob says, Christy Eugene's perfume. Not sure about the pep. I wouldn't be surprised there's cumin in it. Omar says, I tried to read Crime and Punishment like 5 times, still cannot finish it. It's very dense. It's a big, big unit. I mean, why use one word when you can use 10? You know? Read The Count of Monte Cristo. I think I've read The Count of Monte Cristo. Or at least I've listened to it. Something like that. I know the story of the Count of Monte Cristo. Anoush. Afternoon, perfume peeps. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Scent of the day. Oh, dear. Oh, mate, you're right. That's no good. Can't have that. Oh, look, there's the great Anoush. Evening, Ducky. Evening, Lily. Anoush had arrived. Ooh, floral notes. What have you been buying, Lily? Pascal Morabito All Black. Look at Turin hyped it up and gave it 5 stars. He's spot on, in my opinion, says Fosco. It's always nice when it happens. You get a recommendation and then you actually enjoy it. Robes has got a pretty... Robes Away, it's got a pretty great track record with me as far as recommendations and me liking them. Some notable ones like Mona Diorio's Queer. What a fragrance that is. Most of the fragrances he's like tobacco oud. No, to be fair, I think I loved tobacco oud before he reviewed it. Like, but I remember his review and just thinking, yeah, it's amazing. I love it. It's a great amber fragrance. AA says Papyrus Oud is coming in tomorrow. Eugene loves it. It's a blind buy for me. Do you have any experience with Papyrus Oud? You can share it. Yes, it smells a bit like Gucci Pour Homme 1. And I like Gucci Pour Homme 1, but I actually prefer Gucci Pour Homme 2. It's like that dry, incensey, designery sort of thing. I'm sure Michel Almerac was involved with Gucci Pour Homme 1. So you can imagine a updated by the original perfumer version of that perfume, you know. Audrey says the Iliad and Odyssey is a great starting point in terms of an introduction. To what? Massive books. FC, my favourite book. Hey, thanks for the perfume decanter info. Check it out. Everyone's saying hello. Thank you, Anoush. Too generous. Audrey, lovely. Z Akazan is great. I don't know what that is. Who's interested in FCM? I love Papyrus Oud. Big fan of Almerac's incenses. Hello there, FCM. Papyrus Oud is outstanding, AA, says Fosco. Rich, have you read any Nietzsche? Not read any Nietzsche, although I am familiar. Kierkegaard as well. I like... So more from that time, right? I like some plays. The reason I've sort of pivoted there a little bit is because I don't know if you've ever seen John Gabriel Borkman. If you've ever seen John Gabriel Borkman as a play, which was written by Ibsen. And I really like that. Kierkegaard I always go from Kierkegaard to I've just said his name, Ibsen, for some reason. I don't know why. But I have sort of understand a lot about Nietzsche by proxy. It's not that I've read him, it's that I've heard a lot of analysis. Have you ever read any Wittgenstein? I mean, to be fair, there's only 2 things to read, like, but you ever read, like, the Tractatus or anything like that? It's fucking, it's pretty good. And once you start to sort of understand it, it's all about language. Declarations and swears a spicy rose, not sweet. Same here, says FCM. Author's a legend. Anoush, what's Lily's address? Leave Lily's address alone. Stop trying to find Lily, bless her. Anuja Strong says FCM. Pat Lester, welcome. Rich, what's the scent of the day? Mine is Chanel Sycamore. It's a beautiful scent to wear on a sunny day. Which version of Sycamore? Is it the EDT? The EDP? Which one? No, I haven't, says Hammer. I recommend it. Reading really takes me away from this world. Yeah. It's like going inside to go outside. Shiva, are you in the USA? I think he is. I don't know that, though. I might be wrong. I've been wrong before. Hey, guys, was watching Fragrance Journey 01. Nice. I enjoyed his little stream yesterday. That came from nowhere. And Pat Lester, I completely ignored your question there. Sorry. My scent of the day is Iris Sondre. Iris Sondra by Naomi Goodsay. Fantastic iris. I highly recommend it. A big quack to everyone. Jura Rose is here. Floral notes. Lol, lol, lol. Might be across the pond. You don't know, says Lily. Huh? Oh, God, look what the crack. Look what the cat dragged in. The crat. Audrey Jane gets a wrench. For fuck's sake, Jura Rose is devastated. Audrey Jane wields the wrench. Everyone's saying hello. FCM says, I have like 20 mil of Sycamore EDT left. I really like the Sycamore EDT. Somebody sent me some very kindly. Another person sent me some. A little mini. You know those little Chanel exclusive minis? The sent us one of those, which I was very much appreciative of. And I really, really, really prefer the EDT, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. I can say that honestly. It's yeah, I just do. I heard a question for me, says Shiva. Yes, I'm in the States. Georgia, actually. Georgia. I always wanted to go to Georgia because I fucking loved that song by Ray Charles. Carry on and I'll hit you over the bonce with it. Can't wait to block your ass. That'll be Jura Rose's ass getting blocked. Howdy, Rich and friends. Howdy, Duncan. How are you? Scent of the day, Gaultier 2. I keep a decant of that by my bed. I actually quite like it. You can smell MFK. You know, not. I know it's a Francis Kurdijan, but you can smell like the aesthetic of the house of MFK in that perfume years ahead of time. Considering I'm right about when it came out. It came out in the mid 2000s, didn't it? Let's face it, Jura, Duck considers us both loose cannons. You'd be blocking everyone in sight. Hello, Dusan. Hello, A to Z. Hello, Eugene. Welcome, Eugene. We were just talking about you, Eugene. Not long now, eh? Exciting times. Hope everybody is starting to get hyped. Like Christmas. And the like. Sorry, I'm just messing about with the camera. Let's face it. No, I've read that one. Audrey Jane, keep that wrench for your dodgy caravan in case it breaks down. Haman says, I was surprised you didn't put Koros in your 5 I love and hate. Well, it wasn't my top 5 love or hate. So what I did is I just picked 5 that I love from the fragrances in front of me. So I don't know if you know, but I split my fragrance collection between autumn and winter and spring and summer. And at the minute, it's spring and summer until September the 1st. So if I did that list again next month, the loves would be totally different. 5 different fragrances. It wasn't me top 5. I couldn't do a top 5. I don't know. I fear doing it. I fear doing one of them lists. You know, like Ramsey did. He did his top 100. It's like I'm terrified of doing a video like that because me fucking like literally, man. I'll be halfway through the bloody list and I'll be changing my mind. Do you know what I mean? I'll get to like number 43 and I'll be like, oh no, I prefer this one to that one. You know, my mind changes all the time. I mean, I fairly know what would be in the top 5. It's just I couldn't put them in one position, like in different positions. But I understand what you're saying. Koros is definitely right up there. Like, Bobby, I know where my cannon is pointing, says Jura. Koros is probably retired till near 4. That's right, it is. It's retired for, it's got another 2 weeks before I can bust it out, and I will bust it out. Koros, oh no, I've read that. Just don't come to Georgia after mid-May through mid-September. No, I'd probably come in the winter. Maybe even in the early spring. Hot and humid in Georgia, Rich, you'd melt. Yeah, no, I'm pathetic in the heat. I'm not made for the heat whatsoever. It's despicable. Such a wimp. Jura says, Audrey Jane is acting like one of Jacob's boys saying hello to everyone. Ooh. Jacob's bots, even. Dushan says, so what do you think of Simona Andrioli, Malaby party in the Bay? And never heard of it. Audrey says, Jura, you're just jealous I'm in high places. Can't wait to sell your Habit Rouge. There. Lol. There. Bob might issue a blockade against me until I forfeit my address. Never give him a wrench. Bob wants to show up at your door. FCM says, frickin' Georgia in their estate homes. Your bathrooms are the size of living rooms in California, says FCM. There's a lot of room down there. You know, America's a big place, a continent, not really a country, is it? I mean, it literally is a continent, really. And then you've got Canada, which is bigger. And saying that that's only split up between 2 countries, like North America. North America is really only 3 countries, isn't it? It's America, the United States of America, sorry, Canada, and Mexico. Madness. Duncan says, well, the Musk is promoting dry down, prominent in dry down, toning down the vanilla and amber, but the box has many more notes listed. Interesting. Audrey Jane, Brummies don't have taste. We can't argue with the fact. We need to do a meetup, all of us, says FCM. Yes, come somewhere cooler. Bob says, I've had a way of making hard people surrender. Antonio Hobson says, scent of the day, Mousse Illuminé by Rogue. Do you know, I've found my samples of Rogue. I've got to be honest, I smelled them all again. I'm not a massive fan. Scent of the day, Jerk Off Neo. I don't know what that means. Ah, Zerjoff. Bad fragrance. Bad house. I beg your pardon, not a bad fragrance, bad house. Just so expensive. Ridiculously priced. Smell of the night, says Dushan. Hugo Boss, #1, thanks to Ramsey. Yes, I also have Ramsey to thank for that fragrance. I didn't buy it off him, but I did get the inspiration. I did. He was like, just blind buy it. And I was like, sound, say no more. And I did, and I loved it. So I blind bought it some. Well, I didn't blind buy it some more, but I bought more of it. I bought a lot of it. Oh, good heavens. cinnamol, benzoine, linalool, eugenol, etc. Smell of the night. Oh, I've read that. George Foff. Backyard with my toddler, 100 Fahrenheit. Goodness me. Oof. Lots of water and sun cream, yes. Jura says, let's meet in Birmingham and grab a curry. Let's not. I'm not a fan of Habit Rouge, says Duncan. Where's my wrench? I don't know. Canada is the second largest nation in the solar system. It dwarfs the US, says Shuv Evergreen. It's massive, isn't it? Huge. Huge coastline as well. Canada's huge. Russia is the only one that's bigger, but Russia's a silly size. There's no need for Russia to be the size it is. Even the Roman Empire split in half when it got that big. Do you know what I mean? Most of the Roman Empire was water anyway. Oh, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Give us 2 minutes. Woof. Oh, it's getting dark. Why? Good heavens, it's me again. I'm going to take my tablets before I lie down to read your comments again. Oh, I've put the light on, good heavens, it's bright. Oops. I'll take my tablets. I'm going to go without one of my medications tonight, see if that helps things. I don't know, sometimes removing a medication can be just as good as taking one. Oh, good God. I'm a thirsty bean. A thirsty, thirsty bean. There we go, just rehydrating the hydration. That is cold water, if ever I drank it. Let's get back to the comments, shall we? And see what you people have been saying about me while I've been away. Oh dear. All right, let's have a look. What we got. Yeah, everybody's posting lemons, eh? Was that your idea of fun, Jura Rose? I should put you in timeout, sunshine. I only like a few Xerjoffs and Naxos. Definitely not one of them. Way too sweet. I don't even mind sweet, but that's grossly so, says FCM. Yeah. Floral Note says, there has to be parts of Russia where they get national news like 2 weeks late, lol. Lol. Dusan Ninich says, yesterday we had great reggae evening here. Julian Marley, the son of Bob, gave us a great concert on festival. Nice. Rich used to have dreadlocks. That would be a long time ago, mate. I do actually have a mate who used to have dreadlocks. Madness. Top 10 lemon fragrances, Rich, go. What? No. So, Lueve por o para ombra. Incredible citrus. Witness the citrus. After that, I'm out. Mesa Margiela, under the lemon tree. Crap. I didn't really know that Canada big city homes can be more expensive than California homes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Vancouver, Toronto. I know they're on opposite sides of the country, but, like, the houses in Vancouver are insanely expensive. I don't even live there. You know what I mean? I don't live anywhere near there. It's like London. Like, the prices of homes in London are obscene. It's disgusting. And you know what it is? A lot of people who own homes like that don't actually live in those homes. They just own expensive homes and then keep them empty. I'm a firm believer that if you've got a house, you should live in it. And second homes and stuff like that, I'm not sure how I feel about it when, like, there's not many people. I'm being very specific to England here because there's not enough homes to go around. So I think the greater need is for people to actually live in the fucking homes that they own. You know what I mean? Drawn by sense, you came at your appointed hour. What, to deliver lemon? Get back. FCM says, I'd move to Canada. Seems safer. Too many weirdos allowed to be weird in the USA. Yes, it's the same in England at the minute. People are being weird. And it used to be that if you were weird, you would get it bullied out of you at school. Now you're not allowed to fucking beat up the weirdos. Just don't be weird. Stop being weird, for God's sake. Get involved with sports or art or fucking do something, you know? Stop being weird. Remember that Paris Hilton thing where she was like, stop being poor? What she should have said was, stop being weird. You know what I mean? Jesus. Anyway, Duncan says, I have 10 fragrances that are lemons. What, like actual lemons? Dusan says, Ramsey, a very good lemon and mint fragrance is Renaissance by Xerjoff, but I know that you don't like Xerjoff. That's me. Antonio Opson says, no way, California home prices are ridiculous. Yeah, there's some insane fucking stuff lurking about. Some house prices are insane these days. It's not right. I'm smelling a presence of something long past. Search the ship for any vintage. There are many vintages here. What are you sensing? You'll have to be more specific. Isn't Jeremy in Germany? Yes. He moved to Miami for a while, but the how can I put it? The air he was breathing through his nose was too strong. Yeah? I think it was a bit much for him, Miami. Maybe it was just too hot. Jura, are you applying lemon slices to parts of your body again? Good Lord. Drawn by Sense Nipples first. Christ. Ramsey, Professor Sir Antonio Hobson says. Duncan says, I'm running racks of 9-ball Ramsey. I don't know what that means. Sounds like heaven, Dunk. Neo, Renaissance, Mephisto, Casamarazzi are good, but overpriced. Speaking to the mic, sir. Can you hear us? Hello, everyone. Rich is back to defend against an onslaught of unwanted citrus. My sign outside the hall says, will Pool hustle for fragrances? Yes, I will fight for fragrances. That's something I'm going to do a video on this at some point in the next couple of weeks. Maybe even this week. But I'm not going to be buying many fragrances anymore. Well, a change in circumstance. And with a change of circumstances, there must be a change in behaviour. And adapt or die. And I don't want to die. I'm selling some fragrances. I put 3 on eBay on Friday and sold the 2 Roger. You know the 2 Roger fragrances I had? Sold them instantly. Jura Rose put us up to that. And I took it on. I thought, that's a good idea. I always like feel the urge to do something on a Friday when I'm absolutely fucked. Because I take poison on a Thursday night, and Friday is like when I feel absolutely rubbish. But I always get since I feel like absolute rubbish, I always have the urge to do something because I'm just like that, stupid. So I decided to set up my eBay account and make it viable for selling, and then sold 3 fragrances. I sold the 2 Roger Doves, and then the next day I sold a bottle of Fleur de Mal. I really didn't like Fleur de Mal. Made us feel a little bit sick. I like the chamomile in it, though. I like chamomile as a fragrance. Ooh. Also today, I bought a candle from Diptyque. I'll have to stop buying these fucking things as well, because these are 50 quid a pop. And I've bought at least 20. I've spent at least £1,000 on Diptyque candles, but I do love them, I must admit. This is Geranium Rosa by Diptyque. A lovely fragrance. Highly recommend that you smell this. I like the Geranium Odorator as well by Diptyque, but the performance isn't great. The performance is not great. Colonia Assoluta for lemon. Do you know, I got some Aqua de Parma leather up my nose today, and I was devastated. I was going around smelling the bottles as you do, and I smelled the leather, and I was like, oh no. Do you know when you just feel like a drip? And it was on my nose, and I was like, well, that's me fucked. But it didn't actually fuck us. Cool, now that's an outrageous pastime. A great pastime, if you will. Duncan says, Fiero let me down with Zerjov. They let that classic Italian opening get ruined by the syrupy sweet dry down. That's the problem with a lot of modern fragrances now. The openings are fine. The openings are lovely, but the dry downs are rotten. Michael Harness says 1,500 USD plus for 1-bedroom apartment. Outrageous. Or is that 150,000? Wow, with that American accent, apologies. Captain Blimp, 80% of Newcastle is uninhabitable, yet we inhabit it because we are hard. Drawn by Senses, thank goodness having countless bottles of perfume is perfectly normal. Thank God for that. In Oregon, says Michael Harness. Fosco, of course, Assoluta is Duchefaux's creation. It's good. So is this Incense Armagnon I reviewed. Well, I did a first impression of today. Very nice. Fosco says, yes, people are weird. Meanwhile, we're listening to a duck talk about perfumes and watching balls. Yes. Fosco has nailed it. Recommendations for melancholy fragrances, please. Heris, Ensens Mythique. Ensens Mythique's a melancholic fragrance. If you want to feel sad. Anything with a big iris in it, really. But Heris Sandra, Narciso Rodriguez for him, because it's a bit concretey and a bit dull. FCM says, like, I really don't have to shoot someone in the face one day. If only Canada paid healthcare workers as good, I'd really try. I know, they don't. Fosco work, floral notes, Le Bleu. Excellent, Fosco. Thank you, Jura. Fosco, great minds. Floral notes, the ones that are the opposite of bergamot. I don't know what 9-ball is. Oh, you English play those red and white balls. Yes. Snooker. A real game. That's right, Jura, and for some reason I'm drawn to moody fragrances. I'm gearing up for the season change. What the fuck is Snooker? How dare you? What is the highest quality candle maker? Oh, fuck knows. There'll be a candle maker out there that nobody we know has ever heard of. You know what I mean? There'll be a candle maker out there to, like, the fucking royal family or something crazy like that that'll make fucking outrageous candles. I do love me diptyque ones, though, I've got to be honest. Rich spends more on wax than Brazilians. Floral notes for autumn evenings. I suggest you wear MDCI Chypre Palatin. Lily, I love Snooker. My grandfather knew Jimmy White. But did he know Alex Higgins? I have Diptyque Feu de Bois, so do I, and Saint Germain candles on the way. I've had a Feu de Bois candle, and I actually have another Feu de Bois candle which I'll be burning in the winter, and a Saint Germain candle as well. I didn't care for the Saint Germain candle. I've got to be honest. I didn't think it was very good. I love the Saint Germain fragrance, but not the candle. The patchouli one's really good. It keeps insects away because they don't like patchouli. They don't like the smell of patchouli. I like the Field de Lavande one, the Fields of Lavender one. The Fields of Lavender one's absolutely stunning. Stunning. I've had most of them, to be fair. I'll tell you what's really good for what can I tell you is really good? Oh, Vervain. The candle, Vervain. It's really good for spring and summer. Jimmy White. What current superstar athlete is he equivalent to? Oh, God. Mitch is the Michael Jordan of ducks. Quack. Thank you. 3 for Le Bleu. That might be it. Le Bleu, time portal of the 20s, and melancholy. Antaeus is still the best fragrance for playing billiards. It grows great with cigarettes and leather. I love Antaeus. I smelled it today in the shop and I can't wait to fucking wear that, like. Absolutely amazing fragrance. Ramsey is Rogers. Horte looks better for fall or winter, day or night, says Duchamp. Le Bleu. What the hell is Jimmy White? He's a snooker player. I could play pool every day. If I had space in my house, I'd definitely have a table. I scored a 165 on my snooker game app. That's on an app, that, man. You can't get 165. The top you can make's 147. Pradeep Sakar says, Tio Cabanal, oh la la for nostalgia. Smells like pencils, notebooks, and cupboards. There's a Tio Cabanel. Barry from Centralized sent me some Tio Cabanel samples in a sample set, like as a sample, like a lot of samples. And I forgot to put them in my little poll today. If you would like to, go on my community tab and vote in the poll I have just run. I am looking for agreement about which house I should do next. I'm actually going to do them in order of what position they finish in on the poll. So it looks like Eldo's winning at the minute. Not many people voting for the January Scent project. I'm thinking of saving that sample set for January. I think that would be outrageous, you know? Jimmy White's probably the most naturally talented snooker player we've seen. That's an outrageous statement. It's either fucking Higgins or fucking O'Sullivan. There you go and play some pool, you'll have a good time. The hands, lines, and stroke. With who though? No friends. Oh, bloody hell, Lily, cheer up. Billiards all about geometry. And taste sport is badass. It really is. All my friends are here. Played on the app with Duncan. You play against each other. Pat Lester, wasn't Dior selling Fahrenheit candles at one point? My God in heaven. I don't know if that is true, but I hope it is. That's an absolutely outrageous statement. I would fucking love it. Michael, I've seen your comment. You can find Ramsey's email address on his channel if you go to his About page or in the description of any of his videos. I hear that. Floral Notes, what's your favorite fragrance? Oh, Michael, my heart goes out to you. I hear that, Floral Notes. No, Michael's got friends. Billiards is a fragrance haven. Put your opponent on tilt. David Constable at Candlemaker Supplies is a candlemaker to the British royal family for over 30 years and for British and Hollywood films and televisions. He's also written books. What about candles? To be fair, we do have a long history of making candles in this country. Same thing as like manuscripts and books and stuff like that. Teaching a lady how to play pool. If you know, you know. I'm not sure I do know. Sire Trudon are supposed to be top tier candles A to Z. Are they? Not John Higgins, Dura Rose. Alex Higgins. Hurricane Higgins, the one who used to get pissed at the table. The least boring player ever. Flora Note says she used to pay the app. Pradeep says new Hermes Essence, Violet Volinka. Violet and leather. That's not going to smell like Queer Intense or Fahrenheit, is it? Duncan says, Ramsey, did you ever get your nose on Mila Schön Haute Couture? It's so very nice. Iquitos vibes, but more animalic and fruity. I'll tell you what, I've got Mila Schön's Womo and it's beautiful. It's fantastic. I wore it a couple of weeks ago. Loved it. Oh, I beg your pardon. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. And that was top hydration because my mouth was very dry. O'Sullivan is great, but Jimmy White had more skills. Just alcoholism affected him. Violet and leather, outrageous. Eugene, you are George Clooney of a fragrance stage. Pardon? O'Sullivan is great, but Jimmy White had more skills. Just alcoholism affected him. Oh, well, we all know people like that. I'm hungry, says Dura Rose. You're always eating. sturdy thrust on the brake. Calm down, Duncan. It's getting keen. Dushan, I'm not sure about that, but thank you. Okay, Alex Higgins, you have a point, but still, Jimmy White. I'm not sure about Jimmy White. Who do you think the best player to never win a major was? I think it was Ken Doherty. I used to love Ken Doherty. His fucking laugh was hilarious. Duncan says, you have a channel, Jura? He's going to. He's going to start... he's going to start writing stories and reading them to us. He said he was going to send me a... He was going to send me a voice recording of the story that he wrote. But he never did. I'm not attracted to George Clooney, so I don't find that to be true, says Lily. Giggity. Why isn't there a place to get 5 lilies? New Hermescence is a sure blind buy for me, says Fosco. I think I wanted Brynda Religious, but I mean, it's gone now, so that one's just going to have to go by the wayside. I did like Brynda Religious, but nah. There's no need. If I was going to get it, right, what I would do is I would get it in one of those little 15ml things. And if I enjoyed it in the 15ml thing, then I would then buy a full bottle. Those 15mls I got from oh, for God's sake, from Manchester, from the Hermes boutique. I haven't really used them, to be honest with you. FCM says, I'm starting to appreciate Akitos. Never disliked it, but you all had me hyped on the blind buy. Prefer other things like Roko Joint. If you don't like Akitos, mate, you will find many a willing buyer. I absolutely love it, and I'm very much looking forward to wearing it this year as well. It's one of the only Jasmines I ever loved. I really like that fragrance. Jura says, I don't know. Should I, Duncan? Even one lily would be too much, says Lily. Eugene is far more handsome than George Clooney, says Duncan. Eugene sounds right up your alley, says Fosco. Lily, are you from the valley? I'm sure she's been in a valley before. Jura Rose, Duck fan fiction. I'm writing the Duck and the Leon love affair, a complete work of fiction. It's just a straight up lie, to be fair. Nah, Jura, too many channels to keep up with. There is many a channel. I just watch the channels there. I don't know. There are some channels that have gone that I truly miss. You know? Floral Note says, yes, Jura, impart all your knowledge on me. Ah, Bry is here. Welcome, Bry. Hello, fellow Earthlings. Welcome. Wait, new Hermes Essence? When? Where? There is. It's called Violette Voliant. Oh, fuck me. What's it called? Scroll up. You'll see it somewhere. I'm going to buy a pool cue just to signature my Fahrenheit Absolute. Yes. Right. Violette Volinka. I beg your pardon. Russian leather and violet, September the 1st. That Russian leather and violet sounds interesting. As a member of the Mafia, I can get Lily's info. Lol. Says Duncan. Dushan says, I often drink coffee in one cafe. Here in my city, it's Vespa Bar. There's a small team of fragrance lovers in that cafe, and Ramsey is our hero. Nice. Ramsey has got quite the following. Ramsey got a shout out on Arish Ladore's channel today. Did anybody see the Russian Adam video that he put up today? Ramsey got a big shout out, Russian Adam obviously thinks very highly of Ramsey. Nice. I was chuffed. I enjoyed listening to that. I listened to it on my way into the town. Good heavens. Delightful. My connections in the mafia are iron tight lipped, says Lily, as she tells us she's got connections in the mafia. I'm still searching for an oh my god leather, like straight up leather, not a side note. Try Mona Diorio's Queer. Last was Lone Star. I can't wait to wear that again as well. I'm looking forward to that big time. FCM says, I wonder what JCE is up to and if he's going to release anything. If he does, I hope he doesn't shit the fucking bed and release something like Mise en Serre or fucking... Like if he comes out with his own brand, I hope he goes more towards the Acro way rather than the fucking... the Mise en Serre or the Palomar Parfum or the fucking... all these other shitty fucking perfumer brands. Rosendo Mathieu is appalling. Like, I know you shouldn't speak ill of the dead, but fuck me, those perfumes are shite. Shite. Double shite. No shite of leather. Dushan, that's so cool. Is Lily as vulgar as the one from the valley? I don't know. I bet you smells better than the Lily from the valley. Damn you, genius, with the intellectual puns. All this and brains too. Lily may be in the UK, says FCM. She might be in France. Nigelle's Hermes Essence is good. Sandra Sandbach is great. Possibly my favourite. Russian leathers typically have violet, says FCM. Eugene says, Proddy, what leathers stand at the top? Lily eats peppermint patties. That's not so UK. That's so great, Dushan. Natural curiosity. Lily eats peppermint patties. It just sounds so rough. I don't like the word patty. I don't know, it sounds juvenile. I just don't like that word. Actually, do you know why I don't like it? I've just remembered now. I know exactly why I don't like it. Do you remember Doug, the cartoon? And his girlfriend was Patty Mayonnaise. That's why I don't like it, because I don't like mayonnaise. I don't like mayonnaise either, so I associate the name Patty with the word mayonnaise. I don't like mayonnaise. I like that cartoon, though. Isn't it funny how that shit works? Weird. Maybe it's just me. I watch RA channel. I'll check it out. Ooh. Flora Nuts eats Marmite. I don't eat Marmite. Stuff's vile. I'll just drink gravy if I want to eat Marmite. Do you know what I mean? But I don't do that either. Oh. Sidra Sandbach was my favourite Nigel as well, says Eugene. That'll be my second Hermes Essence. Start saving Bloomingdale's points again, says Bob. Cedra, Sandbach and Gallop are the only ones that I like from Nigel, says Proddy. I don't know the Nigels from the non-Nigels, to be honest. I don't know if Mer Eglantine. I have a feeling this Lily is a bot. Beep, bop, beep. Flora notes, yes, and because of curiosity, I want to climb some peaks of the Himalayas. Alpinism and fragrances, the joy of life. If Enchanté shipping wasn't a concern for her, yes. Yes, I know what you mean. Shiva Vareen says, yes, he mentioned Ramsey. I'm subscribed to a fragrance celebrity. That's right. It's Ramsey's world and we're just living in it now. I'm also selling my Aura Agar, says Michael. Doug was great, says Fosco. Yeah, I used to enjoy it. Do you remember the Beats? Do you remember the Beats? The made-up band? And Skeeter, was it Skeeter? Was his mate? Dear me, we're going back a bit here, or we're not. Did you ever watch Dr. Katz? I don't know why. I'm just thinking the animation may have been like slightly similar. And then the Tick. Remember the Tick as well? Goodness me. Hi, friends. What condiments do you prefer? Mustard? Ketchup? Ketchup. Well, tomato sauce, I call it. Here you go, Aura, some expensive stuff. Ramsey will have that off Michael Harness, no problem. If he wants it. Peppermint Patty was in Peanuts cartoon. Rich, that's why we are friends. I hate mayonnaise too. What is that crap? Cow spunk? Good Lord. It's pretty vile. It's pretty gross. Like, it's just bad. It's like vinegar and egg white, isn't it? Blech. Just makes us feel sick. People put it on their chips and shit, man. Gross. My mate used to make this fucking stuff he called pink sauce, not that stuff that they sell on TikTok that's killing people. It was like he used to get mayonnaise and tomato sauce and just mix them together and then put it on his chips. And I was like, you vile creature, you absolute beast. Not eating pink sauce is what separates us from the animals. In fact, I reckon you get sent to jail if you fed that shit to animals. And my mate Joe used to fucking eat it all the time. Depending on the vessel, Rachel. Rachel, olive tapenade. Pradeep says to Eugene, Kia Rusi, Kia Mares, Kia Garamante, Leatherwood, Kia Ottoman. To anyone in the UK, I am looking to sell some fragrances. The mention of Leatherwood there just reminded us. I am actually looking to get rid of some stuff. Like, someone was saying to me I should list them on YouTube instead of eBay, which is not a bad idea, but the last time I did it, nobody was interested. Like I've got I haven't got a really rare creed. My friend's got a really rare creed, and I was like, oh, look, I'll put it on my YouTube channel and see if anyone wants it. And loads of people commented on it and stuff like that. It was like a Harrods exclusive creed. And it just wasn't happening, like. My director's name is Patty. She's mean, says FCM. Right, love Doug. Trudon can be expensive, up to £495 for the larger scented candles. Good grief. You can fucking keep them for 495 quid, mate. I wouldn't spend that much on a candle anyway. I have zero fragrances on my radar except Eugene's and maybe Rochas Femme. But Rochas Femme might be redundant. Nah, that shit's fire. It's fucking fabulous. I can't wait to wear that. I'm going to bust out one of them fucking vintage bottles this year and I'll wear the piss out of it. I'm just going to pick one and I'm just going to hammer it. It's one of the fragrances. I'm going to do what fragrance. You know, it's really interesting. I was looking at a video that me, Galen, and I think Eugene did about fragrances we're looking forward to wearing in the spring and summer this year, and I've barely touched any of them. I was looking forward to wearing them. That's just not how it happened in the end. Mustard all the way. Sriracha as well, says Eugene. Sriracha. Modern Leathers, Lone Star, Amber Kiso, Anubis for me, says Pradeep. Condiment Wars, says Fosco. FCM, I don't know that I want to try and pronounce that. I'm going to end up offending somebody, surely. Like, it's not what you've said, it's how I'm going to pronounce it. Mea akawans yodlehihu. I think I did rather well, though. Rachel, just spray on a wash, fake woman on that food, the best chili you can find. Pure chili by Thierry Mugler. I've got a couple of bottles of that, and thank God, I fucking love that shit. What about Cuir d'Ange? Cuir d'Ange isn't like... Cuir d'Ange is like a white... It's like a white leather. It's really weird. I've actually got one of them little 15 mils of it. I've always ummed and ahed about getting it because it is an interesting fragrance. It's too floral, I think. Malt vinegar even on my chips. Oof. Very British. I assume you mean like actual chips and not like crisps when you say chips. Roger Klotz, and yes, the Beats Killer Tofu. That's right. I-U. Killer Tofu. Tune. Bloody hell, that's just come screaming back to us. Dear me, get in. Oh, I'll be singing that all night now, won't I? Did you ever watch Recess as well? I mean, I was like in my mid-teens when Recess was on, but you'd come in and it would be like, it was on 24 hours a day during the summer holidays. You know what I mean? You could turn your TV on, like the Disney Channel on at any time, and Recess would be on. And I just used to sit and watch it at like 2 o'clock in the morning. It was awesome. No mustard on my burgers, mayo, ketchup for fries. Oof. I need more allowance by the beats. Yes. Malt vinegar on fries, Bob. Jersey Broadwell. Yes to vinegar, yes to vinegar. Second vinegar, third vinegar. She's not a bot, definitely flesh and blood, I think. Joyzy Shaw. Not that stuff that's on TikTok killing people. No, you won't know what to do with that. Oh, I'm very behind, aren't I? Well, the fact that he's even aware of that Jura tickles me. Sell them back to Anuj? No. I bought them off Anuj. You can't sell them back to him. The Japanese do powered up version of HP sauce called Bulldog sauce. Very nice. Outrageous. That stuff's strong anyway. Cuir d'Ange I do own and like, but not a total love for me. I'm getting a pumpkin skin vibe at times because of the hawthorn. It's very, very, very floral. Cali style, in and out fries dipped in milkshake. That is gross. Greek style fries, salt, paprika, and oregano. Greek food's so rich. It's so rich. I know it's the Mediterranean diet, but it's very rich. Probably I get potato skins from it. Seconded fries with ice cream. Oh, good Lord. America, what you like. Bless yous. You should never have claimed your independence. We wouldn't have let yous if we bloody known what yous were going to get up there with your bloody fries and your milkshakes. Goodness me. Jersey Shore. Can you imagine all the event stench in those clubs these days? No. We had Geordie Shore, which is literally where I'm from. Cuir d'Ange is my jam. Wife says I smell like medicine. Outrageous. Rich dips his fries into an oat moss absolute. Better than a milkshake, surely. All of a sudden, an urge for deep fried pickles is hit, says Eugene. Crikey. Invictus has the influence that gets credited to Invictus Sauvage. I smell that DNA and everything, and it makes me sick, says Fosco. Yeah. Yeah. Blech. The green sauce, says Duro Rose. Oh, and Common Sense, how are you? I saw your little short today. I watched it when you were on the zip line. It was cool. There's no chance you get me on a zip line. I'm not sure I'd be able to get on it. Never mind off it. How are you? Cuir d'Ange is the best leather only after Cuir de Russie. Ooh, yikes. Eugene's just coming in hard. He's not having that. I'm not Cuir de Russie, no. No. Not Cuir de Russie, Cuir d'Ange, no. No. Cuir d'Ange, too floral for me. Totally see what you mean, Eugene, says Brody. Sometimes also fresh peanuts plugged out from the ground. Went to the park the other day, doused in a Peace Marine. Wife said, you really have to wear the smelliest one. It does have that BO. It very much reminds me of Eau de Hermes. You know, got that big cumin at the top. Yikes. I prefer Gallop de Cuir d'Ange, says Fosco. Eugene, what about Pure Distance M? Just get Bellamy. It's the original. And cheaper. Uncommon Sense. Doug is a cultural staple. True. A man of culture. And Uncommon Sense is a man of culture. Definitely. Doug is a cultural staple. Yes, it is. You remember Rocco's Modern Life as well? Rocco's Modern Life. I'm trying to think of something. Ren and Stimpy, of course. Ren and Stimpy was a bit weird, though. Although I did like how Ren would always lose his rag and go completely mad. There was Pinky in the Brain. I love a jug of tonkatsu sauce. Fosco loved Recess. Oh, I love that stuff. Oh, God, it was so good. There were so many good quality jokes and gags and like themes in Recess. It was really good. They had to stop making it because a couple of the kids who did the voices, their voices broke. Awesome. Bless them. The gig of a lifetime. Emma's fantastic. Wish I got a bottle before it was discontinued, says Eugene. It was just Bellamy. It was just Bellamy. Emma's like Fetiche and Bellamy. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Emma's discontinued. Outrageous. It is discontinued. Uncommon Sense says, it's an Encre Noir day for me. Not sure why I'll pull that in the warm weather, but mate, it's gone not good nonetheless. If you can get away with it, mate, wear it. There's Encre Noir Sport. I've thought about wearing that recently. I might wear it tomorrow. It's meant to rain. We're meant to be getting some rain today, but came on a little bit, but nothing special. Yeah, Emma's sweeter, more benzoin, less herbal, svelte leather. Ooh, good use of the word svelte. FCM. I like that. Good use of the word svelte. Anybody else like using some intriguing language? I'm about that sort of thing. I wish Mar would do a straight leather, maybe with Raskin. I'm also curious what happened to his Iris Amaris perfume, says Brody. What do you mean? Oh, but it's the first I'm hearing of this. Eugene, I will save a bottle for you. You, Rich, Mitch, and Ramsey deserve any missing part of your collection, says Dusan. See, I told you. Not Eugene, just the fragrance community, although Eugene as well. Just the nicest people in the world. I'm planning on going to have some nice barbecue on Friday night. They do miso roast potatoes. I'm not sure you get roast potatoes on the barbecue, do you? Do you? Maybe. I regret not getting in. I love my sample, says Fosco. Uncommon Sense says, appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you too. I am well wrapping up work. Nice. Getting finished for the day. Emma's a niche version of Bellamy. Harsh. Bellamy, I feel you're doing Bellamy out there. I'm going to do I would probably have to get a sample of the newest one, but I should do a comparison between the three, you know? I could probably get a friend who works in the department store to pop over and get a little sample for us. Invictus bubblegum is everywhere. Every airport says FCM. Antoine Lee is doing M2.0. Is he really? So that's Eugene, you know. He sees he's got his finger on the pulse. He's got the inside track. Slim, Snobbery, Beverly Hills Shopper is Cuir d'Ange. Eugene, I get a leathery note and la douleur exquis, says Jura. I thought Mancera Wild Python was too floral, but it grew on me like a wart. Yes. Eugene, outrageous, says FCM. I forgot how young you are, Rich, or how old I am, says Duncan. You're not old, Duncan. Not even middle-aged yet now. Wonder who did M with Roger. Well, somebody had to make the perfume, do you know what I mean? Of course I do, says Uncommon Sense. Of course. That's the golden age of Nickelodeon, but of course, that's right. Nickelodeon was on fire back in the day. I don't know what it's up to now, but yeah. Miso roast potatoes, yuck, says Bob. AW says, I love the contrast of lime and smoke and fetish. Fetish is more smokier than Bellamy, in my opinion. I love Bellamy. I love the birch. I love the birch note in it. It's just the birch is just very... It's good sauce. I've read this joke the other day, Rachel. Brit's colour. It doesn't work when you read it out. I was getting rid of you, that's right. I saw that the other day. Rich, you need to hydrate. Yes, I always need to hydrate, Dura Rose. You could say that at any point in the 24-hour cycle, mate. Oh, that's cold. Oh, pardon me. I guess there's some skeletons in the closet for the Ren and Stimpy creator. Yeah, it was dark. There was some mad shit. Do you remember the Canadian Kilted Yaxman episode? The Canadian Kilted Yaxman was crazy. There was also Don't Whiz on the Electric Fence. Madness. Hey Arnold, football head. That's right. Jura, yes, probably a mix of castoreum and labdanum, says Eugene. Hey Arnold, Rugrats, yes, that's right. Ah, real monsters, yes. With the monster who had his eyes in his hands and he always had his arms up. Rugrats, yes. CM says yes. Exactly, 90s tunes, Nickelodeon and Fox WB After School Golden Age, Saved by the Bell. Bless him. It wasn't Skeeter. It was that kid who was in... He had the curly hair. He died. He died like in his 40s or something. And he was in Saved by the Bell. I can't remember his character name. It might have been Skeeter. Cat Dog. I never watched Cat Dog. I actually don't have the sport. I have Alex Strem and the original. Alex Strem's the best one anyway. It's fabulous. Like, turn the AC on. Let's hear it. No, it's cool. I don't need to turn the AC on at the minute. It's cool enough. The Angry Beavers disco episode with Barry White was legendary. The Beaver Fever. Rugrats is back on modern graphics, which seems like the writers are staying true. Outrageous. You may not approve, but I got Dewar in the mail. How is it, though? How is it, though? It's not something I would do personally, but I don't think any less of you as a person for doing it. You know what I mean? I understand. This is the thing with clones. I don't necessarily like clones. I would never buy a clone. It's not something I would ever do, but I really do truly understand why they exist. Like, the reason clones exist is because designer houses are like, they're insane. The pricing and the fact that they reformulate and change perfumes is completely bonkers. They created the market for cheap clones and not so cheap clones as well. It's completely their own fault. It's just not something I would ever buy personally. There's a lot of decent people involved in clones, but at the same time, it's not something I wouldn't buy a clone personally. But it's not something that I would like. I would disapprove of someone who bought them. You know, it's more people who like that. Those is it Alexandria? The ones who there's a Pineapple Vintage. The ones who like they're all the Ventus clones. Like whoever makes those, right, is a shit. Some of the stories I've heard about them are fucking chronic. excuse my French. Like, they're really shady. Their after sales is absolutely criminal. You buy a fragrance off them, the sprayer doesn't work, you're in trouble. You know what I mean? They just don't pick up the phone. They don't answer their emails. They've got your money. Screw you. I think it's Alexandria. Or is it Pineapple Vintage? It's one of the two. Whichever one makes the... they've got the round bottles, the oval sort of bottles. Uncommon Sense says, I love Duo. I haven't found one I don't like yet. Michael has sent an email to Ramsey. I don't blame anyone for buying them. I wouldn't go out there and say to people that you should buy them. And I totally understand the reason that they exist. Like, I'm a lot less strident than I was. I'm a lot more... I see it. I understand it. You know what I mean? I understand it. I don't hate. I just don't. It's just not something I would do myself personally. But then again, they wouldn't exist if the designer houses weren't absolute fucking rip-offs. You know? Tom Ford's signature line cost like 140 quid for a bottle now. What are you talking about? I was talking to one of the sales associates there the other day. They were like, oh, when I started 4 or 5 years ago, they were like £75 a bottle. I was like, yeah. I was like, because it's just that they're just like, they're a rip-off. And that's like the original one. So why, like, if the designers are ripping people off, why shouldn't they be ripped off themselves by people cloning their stuff? That's the way I see it now. They've brought it on themselves. Screw them. It's their own fault. Save yourself some money. The only way that they're ever going to take any notice of people is if you vote with your wallet. And vote with your dollars, as Ramsey says. Vote with your money. Take your money elsewhere. Saw the other day, Pradeep says, some guy called John Paul Gaultier's scandal has sandalwood. I wish these wankers would stop it. Sandal, oud and iris currently getting butchered. They're all synthetics. That's the drive now to go towards proprietary synthetics. Bryce says, doubt that Nigel will do a better leather than Eleanor Cuir d'Orange, which is one of the best leathers, but we'll see. We will see. If she's built the leather herself rather than just using a chemical that mimics leather. If she's actually built an accord, that's how you make a leather for me. There is no one chemical you can use to make a leather. Oh, I beg your pardon. Bitches is Peter Kokorin. The man, the myth, the legend. Roger Fetish, poor Hom, smells like Bellamy with a huge splosh of labdanum. I no longer own any Rogers, and I am delighted. Duncan says it's in the mail. Screech, that's the one. Screech. Dust and Diamond. There we are. There we go. Reading Brit spelling drives me nuts. Says FCM, followed by a humbling realization that it's English. It's a nightmare thing. We got there first, so we get to call it that. You know? It's such a strange language, English. Ask anybody who knows any other language, and if you ask any, like, I think they're called polyglots, aren't they? People who can speak loads of different languages. They'll always tell you that English is a really strange language. It's because it's a mongrel language. It's like old Anglo-Saxon, German, French, a little bit of Gaelic thrown in there, dialects from all over the place. Crazy, crazy language. We're a strange island people, you know? And the language is just as bizarre. Do I have old version full fetish hom for swap? I'd get in touch with Ramsey if I were you, Duncan. He might take that. He hoovers up those old I'm not trying to spend his money, like, but he might be the man you're looking for. Mitch, are you thinking of Steve Urkel? I've heard of Steve Urkel. It's a proper throwback, that. Who is Steve Urkel, host beef? I don't know, host beef just tickles me, something shocking. I absolutely love it. I prefer Tom of Finland to Queer d'Ange, says Jura Rose. Host beef, he's not, but another good throwback. Truly, if anybody else wants to just throw in some throwbacks, just bring it on. It's fantastic. And common sense is, it truly is, and I swear it took forever to come around. I got it as a gift. Gotta love the fragrance community. Some of the best people I have ever met, even if virtual. Totally agree. Some absolutely lovely people. And I mean, even the people that like you don't like or get along with, you know, they're not really that bad. You know, they're not menaces to society and stuff. I mean, they're just like, you just don't get on with them. Do you know what I mean? But there are some absolute delights. You know, like I'd nearly given up on humanity before. Like I met people in the fragrance community. You know, it sounds a little drastic, that, but it's quite, I use the word humbling, but it is a little bit humbling when you realize how nice some people are, and you're brought together by perfumes. It's a lovely thing. It makes you feel like you want to be nicer to people as well, you know. I can safely say I'm a lot more generous and happy than I was before I started this little journey, if you want to call it a journey. Family matters is wholesome, says FCM. Roger's D&G Versace shirts or his bottles, which is more outrageous? Oh, his shirts are outrageous, but I'm a big fan. You can't knock somebody who's willing to wear shit like that, you know. If he, I hope he wears it, and I'm happy for him, you know. Carl Winslow madness. Fosco no, says Brian. Roger Dove has been under the radar since the Ghost Perfumer. Yeah, well, it's ruined his entire business model, hasn't it? Tom of Finland smells like a new shoebox, and I like it. Yeah, I like strange things like that. Screech, that's right. Alexandria fragrance is a pineapple vintage. Pineapple vintage, I think. I was chatting with a perfumer today. She swears Diaghilev is a clone of Bandit. I mean, you wouldn't be surprised. You wouldn't be surprised. Everything else he's done's a copy of something else. Well, I say everything else he's done. Everything else that he has had done. I think Parfum's vintage. That's pineapple vintage. One of them houses that does all the Aventus clones and stuff. All the different batch vintages and batch variations and stuff. Apparently their after sales is absolutely criminal. FCM, the Dovel. The Dovel. Parfums vintage. Is Dior Vetiver any good? Never smelled it. Pineapple vintage owner is a UK based? No idea. I heard they were Egyptian. Why the hell do I think that? I don't know that. I might have just slandered them there. I don't know. I don't know if they're Egyptian. Jolting Joe. Hello there, Joe. Where's Joe? An average Joe. Welcome, Joe. Sorry, mate. I didn't see you there. Go and subscribe to Joe, if for no other reason than to see his delightful chops. They are absolutely fantastic. Beautiful chops. I might shave in some chops just to pay tribute to Joe. Get some chops in you. The thing is, I've got no hair, so there'd just be chops on the side of my face. Do you know what I mean? Just abstract chops. Strange. Diaghilev is outrageous. Duncan, I also get a touch of Eau de Hermes in fetish in the opening. Solid assessment, says Uncommon Sense. Bri, do you have girl on vetiver? Nice. Because I definitely feel like the designer out fragrances have gotten outrageous. Yeah, the quality's gone down and the price has gone up. It is. It's scandalous, like, especially when you can get into niche and independent fragrance for a similar price point. Totally. Totally. Absolutely, mate. The designer houses have turned me against them. Some of the exclusive lines are brilliant. Or some, no, that's not true. Some of the designer exclusives have some brilliant perfumes in them. But on the whole, even the quality of the designer exclusive lines is like dipped, you know? As things change, you should change your opinion based on the context and based on the facts. And frankly, designer fragrances have brought on the explosion in clones themselves. Think about what the Fragrance Apprentice says. He says that Millstone, by the people who make Clubbed in a Way Intense Man, their version of Millésime Imperial is better than the current version of Millésime Imperial. Imagine that. That's a man whose favourite fragrance is Millésime Imperial. A man who used to work for Creed. Imagine what it's taken for him to say that. Crazy sauce. So while clones aren't for me, I find it very, very difficult to turn around and say now that clones are theft, because the original designer fragrances now are theft at the prices that they're trying to charge. And I have to be honest, you know what I mean? I have to be honest. No more testing Secar taste, stay tuned. Nope, I don't like Guerlain Vetiver, says Bry. I love Vetiver, but something about the Guerlain sits weird with me. Maybe the tobacco. A Roger is overpriced. Stupid comment there by me. Of course it is. Uncommon sense, Bobby says, out an average Joe. Bry, I definitely agree. Something about it mad off-putting. Could be that tobacco, you know. Yes, but Diaghilev price tier sucks. I love it though. That's the thing about Roger. Roger's got like the best or the worst of both worlds. Depends what you think. He copies, touch wood. I mean, he has copied fragrances, in my opinion. He has cloned fragrances, or at best taken elements of certain fragrances and got them put together in new fragrances, and then charges insane prices for them. Insane price. 800 quid for a bottle of Diaghilev. Just get the original. Guerlain reformulations aren't that bad. You know? Get a vintage bottle, it'd be cheaper. Get a vintage bottle. Which one is it that Diaghilev's based on? Isobutylquinoline is leather. Yes, that's right, Peter. Yes, Dura Rose, he's right. Isobutylquinoline, he did send me some. I don't want to smell it because I don't want it to ruin loads of the different leather fragrances that I own. Peter's saying, try it, Rich. I'm scared. Dushan says, Diaghilev is a 21st century Mitsuko. There you go. Fosco, I agree with that. Jubilation Women is more floral too. And Common Sense says it's a Guerlain. It's a Guerlain I was searching high and low for, but it's discontinued. I believe it has Mojito and Vetiver record. The Guerlain you seek is Guerlain Homme. It should still be out there on discounters. Should be, I say, but it might not be. Keep searching, though. I hope you find it. L'Auboisé. I think FCM might be right and I might be wrong. Fosco Jubilation for Women is very, very good. You will watch Ramsey's video about it, says Dushan. Oh, that's sweet, Rich. What sweet floral notes? Me? Rich, have you still not tried Arrogance Pour On? I had it, mate. I had it. Bought a bottle. Had it. Didn't like it that much, to be honest. Prefer Koros. Vintage, it's the bee's knees. Nice bee. And common sense is, for an industry that can be a bit more fickle and vain, the community is almost the complete opposite. Totally agree. Totally agree. Like I'll say this as well, right? It's all the subscribers. Like, you hear all the influencers, right? And loads of them don't get on. I heard Ashton talking about it a couple weeks ago, like loads of the influencers. Like, he did a video about it when he did his blacklisted video. No, it wasn't. It was the video about Jeremy that he did when he said loads of the influencers were like bitching about him behind his back, but they were being nice to his face, and then they stopped being nice to his face, and they all just bitched about him behind his back. Like, that is kind of like what influencers do to each other. I don't know whether it's because they think they're competing with each other or whether they think, but I have never found that with the, like, I don't want to say the consumer because they're not consumers, the subscribers, like the watchers, the punters. I consider myself like a subscriber, a consumer, a punter. Like, I'm definitely like someone who I watch fragrance content all the time. More than I watch the TV by about a factor of 100. Do you know what I mean? For every minute I watch on the television, I watch about 100 minutes of fragrance content. But I really like the community. I think like this, like the live streams, I come on to just talk to yous. I don't necessarily come on with a topic. I just think, I'll just come on and just like people will join us, even if it's just a couple of people. I don't mind chatting with a couple of people. I don't really mind how many people watch. I appreciate everyone who likes, because you don't have to do that. I appreciate that, but it's not a necessity for us. You'll never hear us say on a video, and I know Ramsey doesn't say this either, you never hear us say like, comment, subscribe, because for me it's not that kind of endeavor. I just like this sort of thing. Couple hours on an evening talking with like me mates about perfume and related topics. You know, sometimes we talk about other stuff, but I prefer to talk about the stuff that sort of, I don't want to get like kumbaya and stuff, you know what I mean? But we all have this thing that's in common. Antonio says, I think it's Girl on Hom. I think it's Girl on Hom as well, the one you're talking about, the mojito one. When they changed to magnetic cap, says Peter. Peter, that vintage version of fucking Jubilation you sent me is stunning. I would mud wrestle my mother to get a bottle of that. Good Lord. We love you, Rich. We love you too. We the royal we, you know. I love you all. You're welcome. Get 100 mil for $60. Good Lord. And honestly, it's like, how many Aventus clones are needed? Yeah. I mean, it's been done at this point, has it not? You know? It's been overdone, let's be frank. And honestly, Peter Kokorin but Juby is still good and strong no matter the magnetic cap. I do like my version, but I've got to be honest, that version Peter sent us was, it was pretty great. I'm cutting some watermelon. New shoebox reminds me of Bulgari Black. Oh, the window just slammed shut. Sweet, I think that's my favourite one I have, says Uncommon Sense. Yet to get that in my collection. Epic Woman. Bracken Man and Overture Man are my favourites. Dushan, is that a demand? You will look like Amos Brierly. Fosco, maybe unintentionally, says Dushan. I think Christopher Chong should launch his own brand with great work perfumers. Do his thing. He posted it. He posted something that Eugene posted to the group chat today. He's not very happy, Christopher Chong. Chong is a great director. I'd like to see how he does in 2022, because the game has changed over the last 4 years since he left Amouage. I think it's been 4 years. I mostly prefer Lady Amouage, says Peter Kokorin. It's because you are a classy bird, you know. Jura Rose, do you like Fate Woman? I think I've got a little sample of that as well. I need to go through this stuff that Peter sent us. It's absolutely brilliant. Like, I need to try that diorama as well. But I smell of Avignon incense today. And Jura Rose, where was Deep Purple from? I don't know, but it sounds like he would know that sort of thing. Duncan says, Eugene, if the fragrance launch is successful, will you think about getting more hands-on with the creative process, making your own potions? I can't see that. I think he really wants to go in hard with the actual perfumer. Like, I don't think it's out of the realms of possibility, Jura, says Peter. I believe it, Mitch. I've smelled several fragrances that have that same vibe. The only one I can go along and admit smells close was Ed Hardy Love and Luck. I've heard of this Love and Luck. Not sure which batch it was close in Creed's product offering at that time. 72 Purple made in Japan. Deep Purple, the best rock band from England. Oh, I don't know. There's been a lot. Fosco says they probably also make the newer version of Millesime Imperial. Child in time. I wouldn't be surprised if BlackRock buys our moth fragrances and bottles them, says Fosco. Mr. Smelly starts live stream. Does he? Good for him. I can't remember the name, says Uncommon Sense. Millstone. I grew up not far from where Richie Blackmore grew up, says Jura. The part of the woods has a knack for guitarists. Brian May, Jimmy Page, and Eric Clapton came from there too, but they're not bad. Oh, the bloody hell. Those who love leather, how do you feel about Wild Leather by Mancera? I haven't smelled that one. Thanks, Uncommon Sense, says A to Z. Duncan, I imagine travelling, working closer with the perfumer. That's why I asked, says Bob. I'm a Mancera fan, says Uncommon Sense. I used to have, no, not Mancera. I'm thinking of Montal. I used to have Honey Oud. That shit smelled great in the air. I hate to admit it, but it really did smell brilliant in the air. You know, some perfumes smell like better in the air than they do like on the skin. I ended up giving it to Richie G though, to be honest with you. I'm not sure how I feel about those bottles. You know, the metal ones. Strange. They give us a strange vibe. More and more clone brands going to raise. Inevitable within a couple of weeks of launch. A new frag. Some ask for a clone online. Yeah. Thanks, Rich. L'Oise. That is it, I believe. Sounds good, Eugenius. Hit the skies with George and source material. Some of those Boise are discontinued, says Eugene. Oh, no. I thought that arm off milestone. Jesus Christ, how far am I behind in the chat? Not that bad, actually. I genuinely thought I was miles behind there. Dusan, I love Deep Purple. Led Zepp probably a bit more, though. He does love Led Zeppelin. He never shuts up about them. FCM says, I bought that arm off Millstone. I have to co-sign it as a worthy MI alternative. One of my favourite fragrances also. Probably lacking captives that Creed has, but it's close. Fruitier, less fizz, sparkle. It's called Milestone by Club de Nuit. Says Uncommon Sense. Of course you are, Sweet Rich. I think I was referring to your comments on the community and how much more nice and generous it's made you. Yeah, I would agree with that. Thanks, Lily. Big hugs. Same here, Rich, says Uncommon Sense. It's nice. Uncommon Sense has been in the chat tonight. I've enjoyed this. This is good. You are more than welcome. Please stay. Fragrance Bros was gatekeeping. I love David. David's an OG. David is one of the pillars that built this community. Let's not take the piss here. David is an honest man as well. He once did me a massive favor. There was a bottle of Balenciaga pour on before I got all the backups that I got. There was 100 ml of it in America, and the man wouldn't send it to us. He just wouldn't send it to us. And I was like, you shit. So I got in touch with Dava, and I was like, Dava, I am sorry. I was like, but I've got to ask. I desperately want this perfume. If I sent you the money, would you buy it and send it on to us? And he was like, yeah, of course, no problem. I was like, oh. I was like, all right then. So I gave him the money, just apropos nothing, just gave him the money, and he bought it and sent us it. Dave is an honest man. Dave says something, I believe him. Dura Rose, I like Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, and Uriah Heep. But my biggest music love is classical music. I like classical music as well. I've got to be honest, Dushan. I like Mahler. I like a bit of Mahler. A bit of Rachmaninoff as well. I like that kind of, I mean, I know they're different. Tchaikovsky. I like a bit of choral music as well. Air on the G string. I just lick. Outrageous. I legit have to ghost when I'm creating because I totally will be in alignment with a lot of other reviewers' content. I want to ensure all views are my own, but when you're right, says in common sense, you're right. When you're right. When you're right. Oh, Peter Kokorin, I had no idea, says Uncommon Sense. Touch licks. Roger is a clone of Girl On. It's hard to argue with the facts. Uncommon Sense says, I'm learning so much. Life is about learning. This is something I have found. I find a great joy in learning. That sounded very pompous, but it's true. Like, learning stuff's really, like, very fulfilling. Always learning. Don't ever stop. It's good stuff. Peter Kokorin says, but Girl On a shite the last few years. That's true as well. They really have gotten, they've raised their prices up a lot as well. You know, their stuff isn't cheap anymore. Really quite outrageously priced. Who has smelled the 3 Girl On ouds, says Eugene. Eugene's just going to buy them, like. He's desperate to smell them. Have you all seen this older Vasa vid? I haven't, no. What is it, FCM? Dusan, I love classical too. Bach, Handel, Shostakovich, Beethoven, Mozart, Puccini, definitely. Cavalieri, Rusticana, beautiful. Evening all. Are we sitting in our gaming chairs comfortably? I'm in pit, if that makes sense. H2O, no, there's nothing like Beethoven's Ninth, says Dushan. Dura Rose, good night all. Enjoy the stream with the duck. Good night, Dura Rose. I'll be going soon myself. Give another 5 minutes. If that. We'll get to 2 hours. Herr Mozart, what do you have for us today? Good night, Dura. I'm out, folks. See you soon. See you later on Common Sense. Thank you for coming in. It's been a pleasure. And Common Sense is a good lad. Josier Blogier says, sorry if I've butchered your name, I'm sorry. I love opium dupes and how they are all a bit different. I've got the vintage opium. I've got 2 bottles of vintage opium, and then I've got some of the different ones throughout the years as well. Beautiful fragrance. If you know where to find me, send me a playlist. Need to discover new music, says Formal Notes. Ode to Joy. It's the German national anthem, isn't it? Good tune. Clubbed in the way intense man has got an unsolicited comments, 3 to 4 wearings, not my style, but not a bad fragrance. I think it's magic as in the sillage. Yes. Dura Rose, I am mad on Italian composer because of some bad words from Verdi. He was jealous of Mozart. If we are talking subscribers, female reviewers will be at the top in a couple of years. Already a shift. Then let's say Stephen and Max 40. Well, they just buy subscribers, Max, doesn't he? I was a solo violinist in grade school, but that was a different life, says FCM. Goodness me. Floral Note says, one time I had to carry the string portion of the grade school concert because nobody practiced. Harsh. Why do you get rid of Honey Oud? It was just taking up space. I wasn't wearing it. It just wasn't for me in the end. I liked the smell of it. It smelled nice, but it just wasn't for me in the end. I should have continued, says Floral. Yeah, I used to play guitar, but I got rid of that. I have to go to the bathroom. Actually, no, I'm going to wrap it up after this. I'm going to read these few comments and then I'm going to bail. I played because my grandpa did, says FCM. Do you like Paganini? Paganini's good as well. Trivia question. What was the 3rd fragrance, bro, besides Dave and Jay? Oh, was it Steve? No. Rob. I know who it was. I remember it. Fosco. Oh, Fosco, you've done us there, son. Oh, come on. Who was it? Because he was one of the originals as well, and then they got Jer in. He actually started the channel, didn't he? Or was it him and Dava? Outrageous, because they used to sit round the TV. That was awesome. Great question. Tell before I leave, I'm going in a second. Before Jer was his original partner with the Grasses, Marla, very nice. Yes, classical music, a good wine, and some niche fragrance. You don't need any romantic movie. Correct. Duck will hold your family hostage if you don't send him his Balenciaga. That's right. I will find you. I am a man with I am a duck with a particularly set of skills. Rachel, all German and Austrian composers are great, better than Italian, says Dushan. I knew you'd know, Bob. Michael Harness, good day to you all. Take care, Duck. I've got to do some errands till next time. Goodbye, Michael Harness. I felt that Jer left kind of abruptly. Moved away, didn't he? Sad when he left. It was. They had great chemistry, those two. Lovely guy, Jer. So's Deva. Avignon will be in my collection for a few days. I have a special shelf for Duchefaux's creations. Yes, you do. I think you said that last time. No, you don't like Zeno, says Duncan, but for a more refined, better version, get your nose on Ina Free Life. Ina is such a great house. Yes, you've been talking about Ina a lot over the last 6 months or so. You were the one who Duncan was the one who started the whole, well, he was certainly the first person I heard talking about the Ina Silver, and then it just exploded and all the bottles disappeared all at once. Fosco, tell us all, what was the guy's name? I can't remember his name, but I'm gonna go. So we must know. You will bring a nice denouement to the chat if you tell us all. Anytime, mate. Don't make us go back through all these videos. You're talking a good 10 years worth of videos there. Steve-O. Damn it. I thought it was Steve, but I didn't know it was Steve-O. Thank you very much, Fosco. Thank you very much, everybody else as well. It's been another fantastic stream. I have had a great time. I hope you have as well. I will see you all again soon. Good night.